Well, I'm glad you're watching. Hopefully, he is not watching. And we'll find out how many pools of blood he's watching God here shortly. But first, the IMDb plot to start. A brother and sister discover a presence in their home while their parents are in the hospital suffering from a mysterious illness that seems to only affect adults. The siblings team up to discover what the presence is and how to escape it. Okay, so this one is a fairly new movie and apparently on Tubi now. And according to IMDb, not a lot of people have seen this or bothered to put a review, I guess, on IMDb. So I don't know whether you've seen this or not. I just kind of stumbled upon it and was like, okay, I'll give it a chance. I really did no clue, what it was or what was happening here. So I'll kind of keep this spoiler free as possible. And I'm not going to take too huge a dive into this. Just mention a few things. It is kind of a found footage movie. You're seeing the brother and sister here in the home. They are a young brother and sister. I believe the sister is older, and you're going to see them both filming. So it is kind of this found footage kind of setup. It does kind of get a little chaotic with that, kind of the bouncing back and forth of the cameras and so forth. But you're going to have them in the house alone and no parents, so they're pretty much free to do whatever the hell they want to do. So, while the camera's a little frantic and chaotic, they are too, because you have them at home with nobody watching them, and them apparently happy and free to do what they want, and apparently happy to torture each other because they like to play a series of games on each other or try to prank each other. Which kind of adds to a little bit of the confusion here and the back and forth. Sometimes you see the brother, sometimes you see the sister. They're kind of messing with each other. At times, they're trying to do their own thing. The sister's a little older. She kind of wants to do her own thing, but she's not afraid to give it back to the brother if the brother's bothering her and so forth. So you kind of see this back and forth go on for a while, and in the process of this. Especially from the audience kind of standpoint, is that he's watching. You kind of get this feeling that something is watching them, and as they're kind of playing these pranks on each other or tricks on each other, things start happening that they're just not taking credit for. Like, why'd you do that? I didn't do that. Well, it had to be you because it's only two of us in the house. But no, that's not true because there's something else in the house that is watching them and also messing with them. And, it eventually gets to the point where they realize that, hey, he's watching and, they need to figure this out or do something about this and what can they do. Calling the parents is not really the solution here. They are away because of, as said, some mystery. The mystery is going on, and they are apparently sick for whatever reason. And there's some little weird, unexplained things that are going on. I guess outside or in this situation that's been created here. I don't know if I paid super close attention to kind of figure out what that was going on in that regard. But anyway. I guess, it is all for setting the children up to be there alone and to face whatever this presence is alone and to kind of figure it out. I will say that then, it kind of leads to some creepy moments and it's kind of that, because it's that found footage kind of way, as, the camera's kind of moving around, once, they kind of figure that maybe something's there, or at least the audience knows that there's something there. They do a decent job of creating some kind of creepy moments here and there. Kind of reminds me of The Strangers, where the audience knew the strangers. Especially that one scene where the guy is in the house, but obviously the woman in there doesn't know that he's in the house and kind of in the background. So you kind of take that tension, as opposed to maybe one of the young kids here taking that tension because they don't really know. But since and that it's kind of there, You kind of go with that tension that's created there, if that made any sense. So I thought they did a decent job of that. I think where the story goes, it is a little weird with why it's there, what's exactly going on, and why it's continues to go after them. It's obviously going to pick up, obviously going to be more a little more crazy as it goes. I don't want to get into the ending. I don't want to spoil it for you. Um, Looking here down at IMDb, like I said, not a lot of reviews, but apparently not a lot of people liking this. I don't know. The found footage, it was a little much. Like I said, it is a little chaotic at times, and a little crazy. But then I think it also, on the flip side, did help with a little bit of the creepiness here and there. So it's kind of a back and forth with that, and everybody has their mixed feelings on the found footage angle. So I don't know if you're okay with kind of this. This is one where there is a lot of camera movement from time to time. So I know that not everybody really enjoys that, or that's worn on some people. So I don't know if you're in for that. And then where the story goes, like I said, I might work for some, might not work for some others. But I think the main reason I kind of throwing this up here is because I thought it at least raised the tension here and there, and gave some at least decently creepy moments. What do you think of the rest of the movie is going to be up to you. Like I said, the found footage, are you bothered with it, not bothered with it, and what the ultimate explanation to what is really happening here, does that work for you or not? That's going to be something for you guys to decide. I'm not blown away. I think if you come across it, especially on Tubi, maybe you turn the lights down, and especially if maybe you're home alone, throw it on and then see if it has any effect on you. But otherwise, I'm just going to keep it short and simple here, and give it two pools of blood, and just say that if you do come across it and just kind of want to put it on, give it a try. Why not? I didn't think it was a terrible film. Like I said, I think it had at least some good enough moments in there that you may want to give it a shot. Like I said, I don't know much more about the film, and why apparently not many people saw it, or whatever. Sometimes I just land on these films. I get introduced to a lot of them, but sometimes I just land on some and give it a try, and this is one, and that's why I kind of threw this up here. So again, two pools of blood, and that is out of 5. With that, Horror Square Reviews .blogspot.com is where you can find more of my reviews, written and video. But if you're just interested in these video reviews, hit that subscribe, hit that like everybody wants you to do. If not, no worries. Twitter, Facebook information down below. Follow there if you want. Feel free to talk about horror with me there. This movie, other movies, horror in general. And also in the comment section, if you just happen to be one of the few that have seen this movie, what were your thoughts? Are you kind of with IMDb here and really didn't care for it? Or did you find anything of interest with it? And with that, I thank you as always for joining me, and I will catch you on the next review, horror fans.